In this video, I will teach you exactly how to become so rich it almost feels illegal, because I'm about to give you the exact no BS system to build a scalable high ticket business that requires barely any quote unquote busy work, and it's even scalable into 7 figures. Now, this isn't any theory, it's pretty much engineered, and I've not just done it for myself, I've also done it for countless of people that I've worked with, and I've also seen individuals that I've never even talked to, work with, or anything do this themselves and scale up to 6 and 7 figures. And this is coming from somebody that was not given or handed out anything. I've learned to sell expensive high ticket info, failing dozens of times, doing low tickets, burning a bunch of ad budgets, and copying a bunch of tactics like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, TikTok shop, and a bunch of these things that never really work, or they do work, but they're just like way harder, require a lot more capital, and aren't really just as scalable as something like I'm about to teach you in this video. So I've made so many of these mistakes just to find something that actually works for me, and something that is repeatable as well, so you guys don't have to go through the same mistakes that I did. So I'm not just going to teach you guys why high ticket info actually works. I'm literally going to walk you guys through everything from A to Z, and also why it actually is the fastest path to serious profits, and how to actually build a high ticket info offer, how to build a high ticket info business and gain an audience that actually trusts you, so you can actually convert all these views, followers into buying customers without being sleazy or doing any weird ass tactics like most of the guys do nowadays. Now, it's going to be a pretty raw video. I'm just going to sit here and talk, no flashy things on the computer, no flashy things on the screen. It's pretty much just pure game. If you guys can't watch this, you probably shouldn't have a business as a whole anyway. But if you can actually watch this video in its entirety and also apply everything that I teach from A to Z in this video, I genuinely want this to be life-changing for you. And I'm not saying that lightly whatsoever. If you apply everything I'm going to teach you in this video, there is no way you're not making money off of this. So with that being said, let's just jump right in. First things first is obviously why a high ticket info business actually works, and also what it is. Now, high ticket info works because of two brutal facts, and those are called value and leverage. Simply put, one sale at $3,000 is obviously going to cover a dozen and hundreds of low ticket, lower tier sales. Not only that, but also your time is not bottlenecked anymore, but you're actually directly getting paid for the problems that you solve. This is very key, because you don't have to spend hours and hours on just getting a couple $100, but you can actually gain a lot of money for your time. So with high ticket info, you have huge margins, and you also have huge leverage, because all you need is really one funnel, one audience, and one offer, and you're pretty much just repeating those sales over and over again, and you're good to go from there. So if you guys don't know what high ticket info is, very simply put, it is essentially just selling information for a high ticket price point as a digital product. So to keep the theme going and putting things in simple terms, very easily just said, you only need a couple clients a month to live very well. It's just like pure math. So all you really need is just 3 clients paying you $3,000, and that is $9,000 a month, and you're living very well, and that should be so freaking easy to achieve as long as you do everything that I teach you in this video. Now you're probably asking yourself, okay, well, how do I even get these clients to begin with? And to be honest with you, it is very simple and easy, but it really comes down to two main things. You have the offer and obviously the traffic. So most of you are probably struggling with how to convert this traffic and views into actual buying customers, and I will cover that for sure, but we have to nail down the offer first, because that has to be right. Otherwise, there is no point in sending a bunch of traffic and views to a shit offer, because that's just going to make your life a living hell. Trust me, I've already done it before, and you don't want to go through it yourself. So let's cover the offer first, and then we'll talk traffic. So how do we actually create an offer? Well, it shouldn't really be that hard. You've probably seen a bunch of these offers online already. But again, I want to break down everything for you guys in like very simple details so you actually understand everything. So remember, we want to sell information to a transformation delivered in a very, very clear path, okay? This means that our goal is to get our client from point A to point B without having to do much more than just teach them how to get there. Okay, so it is very important that the client needs to understand that it's up to him to put the work in if he wants to get to point A to point B. This way, it's very easy for us to run a high ticket info business because all we really need to do is just have one skill set that we're good at, teach it to other individuals so they can actually get good at that skill set and get to where you've pretty much gotten with that skill. This means that your responsibility is purely just giving the information to the person, and his responsibility is to apply that information into action and get from point A to point B. So how do we actually create an offer? Well, it's very, very simple. Main thing you want to focus on, first of all, is obviously outcome. So this means what exact results are you actually going to get your client? Be as specific as possible, X amount of dollars in 90 days, whatever it might be, right? Significant weight loss, this amount of pounds in this many weeks, etc., etc. Also, think about mechanics, like what is actually different from you, what mechanic, coaching, or is your basic differentiator, if you want to put it that way. What is different about you? What do you offer that might be different for somebody else? And why is your way of teaching going to get them there compared to somebody else? Then you have to remember how to deliver this, right? So are you going to do one-on-one coaching, group coaching, done for you, built for you, whatever it might be? Make sure to be as specific as possible. And I'll break this down for you again to keep it very simple so you guys can get rich as fuck. If you're just starting out, what I recommend you do is, first of all, you want to set up a community for the people in the coaching. The reason why is because you want to set a baseline for everyone that's inside. This way, everybody's in the same community, but not only this, they can actually help each other and they can also motivate each other by sharing wins inside of the community. Next thing, you want to make sure you have some knowledge and course material, again, to set a baseline of knowledge that they need to get from point A to point B. Then the differentiator can usually be the group coaching or one-on-one coaching, whatever you want to offer, which is basically just going to be additional help and information that's going to help them get to where they want to be. As long as all of these things can ensure that they're going to get there and they have a very, very high likelihood of achievement, you should get the results you want to get from the person, because at that point, it's purely just up to them to actually put the work in. Because you can give all the information out there, but if they don't apply it, they're not going to get the results they want. So you don't only have to give all of this information, but I highly recommend you guys to monitor them and also hold them accountable to actually make sure they get where they want to go, especially in the beginning stages. Offering something like direct communication one-on-one through text as well can be a huge leadway to getting just way more results anyway, because you can actually push people to do the work instead of just praying and hoping that they're going to do what you tell them to do. So now that we have the offer out the way, we need to talk about positioning. And this is very key because people get trust from the right positioning. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this so you guys actually understand what I mean. It is very important to get people to trust you if you want them to eventually buy something from you. Especially in high ticket info, nobody's going to buy something for $3,000 if they don't even know you, they don't even care about you, or especially if they don't trust you. So remember, positioning is not lying, okay? It's not lying whatsoever. Positioning is about choosing what you want to become known for. What I want you to do is I want you to pick a niche. And once you've picked a niche, I want you to do this. This is what nobody teaches you this. This is pure game, pure sauce right here, okay? Everybody's like, oh, you want to be problem solving. Money making is through problem solving. You want to find pain points. You want to do, fuck all that shit. Of course, we want to solve problems. But right here, right now, I'm going to give you guys the exact way you want to do this and how you can blow up within your niche as well. Pick a niche, okay? Find whatever niche you want to be in. If you want to be a dentist, pick the dentist niche, tooth, whatever it is, right? But here's the sauce. You want to pick a niche, and inside of that niche, you want to pick a problem. once you've picked a problem inside of that niche, you want to be the one that dominates that problem. This means that you pick a problem, a very specific one at that, and you want to be the guy for that problem. Because like everyone's saying, oh, you're making money by solving problems. True, but everybody's solving the same problem. So pick a specific problem and become that guy within that niche, within that problem. Because everybody that has that problem at that point is going to come to you to get that problem solved. This way, you have the positioning. From there, you want to make a clear, concise message around how you solve this problem, what you've done with this problem, how it can help, etc., through content. Now, I'm going to go deeper into this, but this is just very key takeaways. Positioning plus that message and clear, concise problem you're solving. This equals trust. And what does trust equal? Well, trust equals a high price tolerance. So when you have high trust, you can charge $3,000, if not more, for your high ticket info service. Now, with this being said, make sure in the beginning stages, again, $3,000 is key. Everyone has $3,000. The ones that don't, you don't want to even like waste your time with them, but every person out there that has some sort of money can justify spending $3,000 to get a problem solved if it's important enough. So I've experienced this. I've kind of been dabbling back and forth. $3,000 and $3,000 is my recommendation for you. Next thing is obviously growing the audience, getting the traffic, and getting these guys into customers. So you can gain an audience very, very fast with a proper content strategy and mainly just focusing on 2 types of content. Now, I want to preference this by saying before you even think about posting content, you want to make sure you drop your ego right away, because views and followers are not important whatsoever when you're doing this. They are important to some extent later down the line when you're scaling, but in the beginning stages, they're not important at all. The reason why is because you don't need a lot of views and a lot of followers to cash in on this business opportunity. The reason why is because most of you post a reel, you get 200 or 500 views, and you think that's a bad performing video. But I'm here to debunk that right now, because we've scaled multiple people that get only 500 to 2,000 views per reel, and they've made so much fucking money. It's actually crazy. Honestly, the less followers you have, the more money you make. Because if you talk about one specific thing, you usually have less of a following. So if you have less of a following, you talk about one specific thing, you gain one specific audience, you offer them one specific offer, and that's how you cash in. The people that have a bunch and hundreds and thousands of followers, they're way too general. They're just making content for views, but they can't convert those views into buying customers. That's, again, just some fucking game for you guys. So don't fucking worry, because if you get 500 views per reel, doesn't matter. If I put you in a room with 500 individuals, you'd be shaking, dude. You'd be shaking because it's so many people. You have to think about it like this. 500 views on one reel. If only 50 of those 500 people go in on your YouTube and watch one of your valued YouTube videos, maybe 5 out of those 50 actually like watch more videos. And out of those 5 that actually watch more videos, one person is probably going to book a call with the link that's below the video, and he's a potential buyer right there. And that's just off of one IG reel that got 500 views. So imagine if you can actually get this to 1,000, 2,000 views. You just fucking triple that in an instant by just talking about one specific thing and having one specific offer. So don't worry about the views. Deadass, the less views or the less followers you have, you're going to make more money. Now, back to the thing. What did I talk about? We want to focus on 2 types of content, long form and short form. Long form videos, you want to focus on YouTube. This is very, very key, because here you can have longer forms of videos. You can show you that you're an authority in the space. And if you saw this survey or whatever they did by Google, the study, they essentially said that people need to watch like 7 hours of you before they're ever going to buy something from you. So if you think about this, when you have longer forms of videos on YouTube, if people watch like 7 hours, it's way easier for them to watch 7 hours of you on YouTube than it is to watch 7 hours of IG Reels, right? This way you can nurture your audience with longer form videos on YouTube where you just pure game, pure value, just like this video, dude. Like, I'm sharing so much sauce in this video. It's kind of crazy that I'm even giving this out for free, but I'll be real with you guys. I've had so much knowledge on my mind for so long. I've just like always been the guy behind the scenes, never sharing anything. And that's one of the main reasons why I even wanted to make this whole channel and literally just give you guys all the free game. So I'm not going to charge you anything. Don't worry. Just like take this and please apply it. Now that's YouTube. Second thing, we want IG Reels, like I already talked about. This is just going to drive curiosity. It's going to drive DMs. It's easy to do CTAs on IG so people can actually buy stuff from you. Also, when you're posting these IG Reels, you want to make sure you actually do some like authenticity based content as well. So just like talk to the camera. Main thing is just like don't over edit stuff. Just be genuine, be real, and your audience is going to love it. As long as you're a genuine ass dude, you're genuinely trying to help them get from point A to point B, they're going to trust you more. They're going to like you. Don't over edit your stuff. Just like keep it raw, keep it pretty clean. And then also make sure to just talk about one specific thing. This is the way the algorithm works. You talk about one specific thing and you're going to get an audience that likes to hear about that one specific thing. Then they're going to push all your videos to people that only like to hear about one specific thing. So now that we have that traffic and we have that audience, what's the next step? Well, obviously it's to convert those views into buyers. And this is probably the step that people struggle with the most. But honestly, it's actually not the simplest part of it all, but it's a very, very simple part of it. I feel like people overcomplicate this. They do cold outreach and they stress about this, but it's way, way simpler than most people think. And here's exactly how you're going to do it. First of all, you don't want to sell cold because that's just like way outdated. You can do cold outreach and whatnot, but there's just way better ways to spend your time than fucking messaging people out cold randomly. So the way you want to do it is, first of all, you want to capture your leads, okay? This means that I want you to keep the leads that you have, keep them nurtured and keep them warm. So whenever you have a new follower, new CTA, somebody that DMs you, whatever, you want to be authentic and genuine with them and nurture them until they want something from you themselves. You want to give them so much value, so much authenticity, and so much trust that they're automatically just by themselves going to want to buy something from you and they're going to want your help. The way you do this is by nurturing with simple call to actions on your IG, and also just redirect them to your YouTube long form content where they can by themselves manually book a call down below. Just let them know that you're offering help, book a call down below, and they're going to do it by themselves. You're not forcing it. You're not forcing them. They don't feel forced. They're doing it by themselves because they've watched so much of your stuff. You've nurtured them all along the way. They're naturally going to want your help. So how does the nurture process work? Easily, you can just do it through emails. But what I recommend is just chat with them in the DMs. If they send you a DM, nurture them over and send them over to your YouTube so they can watch more of your stuff. And then just like ask for a completely low friction call. Just like, yo, let's book a call. Let's jump on a call, chat. And on that call, that's where you close them. So this is how you do it without being sleazy. Obviously, sales calls and sales as a whole is a completely different skill set. Or not a different one, but it's like a very big skill set in and of itself. Just like marketing, just like ads and all that stuff. But I'll be real with you guys. Like, I've closed for individuals with millions and millions of followers. Like several of them. Like big guys in the biz op space right now. Like they have literally... I know I closed for this one guy. He has close to 10 million followers at this point, I think. So I've closed for some big ass individuals, and knowing sales and knowing closing is a very, very big skill. But in this case, you guys don't even have to worry about it. As long as you've done everything correctly up until this point, the sales calls should pretty much go smoothly, and they should close by themselves anyway. You don't even have to know the whole scale set, but I'll break things down very simply for you guys. Essentially, what you want to do when you finally get somebody on a call is very simple. You just want to make sure you lead the conversation by asking them a lot of questions and let them talk for 80% of the time. All you really need to know and what you guys need to talk about is where the person is and where he wants to go. And after he's kind of given you his whole life story about that, eventually you want to be genuine and see if this guy genuinely needs your help and if you actually can help him. If you feel like that's the case, then you pitch him on what you can offer, price drop. Obviously, if he's down, close him on the call then and there. Main thing is, if they want to think about it or if they're too scared to take action, try to close them on the call. If he's going to go and think about it for a day, he's most likely not going to do it because he's going to get scared and not do it, just like he's done already for the past 5 years, right? So make sure to kind of close him on the call. If he says he wants to think about it, be like, yeah, cool, totally understand. Just out of curiosity so I can help, what is that's kind of coming up for you that you feel like you need to go over just to see if I can help? Simple as that. He's going to give you the real objection. Try to solve it. If you can, perfect, you've closed him. If not, you have more leads coming later down the line and you keep nurturing everybody you've been on a call with. Very important because they're going to come back. Now, once you've done this, you've pretty much closed them. All you have to do is fulfill the service you've promised. And it's really as simple as that. From here, you just repeat, you scale. If you need help with that, just let me know. I'm literally here to help you guys for free as best as I possibly can. If you have any questions, hit my Instagram. I'll link it down below. DM me, follow me, whatever you want to do with me on there. Just like actually give me a message. And I'm literally giving you all the sauce. I'll send you voice messages. I'll send you free PDFs. I'll send you everything that I have to get you guys going, because I've done this for myself. I've done it for so many people and I'm excited as fuck to do it for you guys that are watching as well. So just check out the IG down below, hit me a message and I'm literally going to help you out for free. No sales call, no nothing unless you want it, but whatever. I'm literally going to help you guys for free as much as I can. So please let me know if you got any questions. If you need any other information, please let me know. I'll make a video about it as well. Besides that, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.